That every real estate agent should do to sell more in 2020. Let's roll the intro. Channel that's all about real estate. My name is Alex, and today in this video I'm going to bring you some of the tips that I've learned to help you sell more in 2020. I just ask if you get any value out of these videos to hit that like button down there and possibly that subscribe button as well if you want to learn more about real estate and stay notified when I post new videos 3 times a week, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So either you're a new real estate agent, maybe you're just taking the courses, maybe you want to become a real estate agent, maybe you're a seasoned real estate agent and just want some tips because you're kind of stagnant. How can I get more sales in 2020? Well, my first tip for you guys is do not oversell. What I mean by this, a perfect example is don't be a car salesman, right? Don't be that guy when you pull up to the lot, all the car salesmen are looking at you, they all run out. How can I help you? What can I do? You know, just give me some space. Let me look at some cars first before I'm approached by, someone that's trying to sell me on something. See this all the time with real estate agents being really pushy, right? It just seems like they just want the commission, right? And a buyer or a seller can see this. They're not gonna wanna work with someone that's just after the money, right? So what you have to do is, say you're sitting in open house, say you're showing a buyer a property, right? You don't need to explain everything in the house, right? A buyer is gonna know within the first 5 to 10 seconds if they like the house that you're showing them, right? You don't need to tell them, oh, now here's the kitchen. Oh, here's the bathroom. Here's the living room, right? Everyone knows what that is, right? So that goes back to just don't oversell the buyer. Give them some space, let them look through the property because ultimately they're gonna make the decision if they wanna buy or go see another house. Truly think this is super important because no one's gonna wanna work with you if you're being super pushy, if you're right on breathing on their neck, right? Give them some space. And this goes to if you're sitting in open house, maybe you're sitting your own open house, maybe you're sitting another agent's open house in your office. What you wanna do is you wanna welcome into the house, can you sign in, so you can get their information, their email, their phone number. And then from there, just ask them, if you have any questions, I'll be down here, feel free to ask me anything and let them go look at the property themselves. Because what's gonna happen if you trail behind them and show them everything in the property, they're not gonna say the negative things about the property because they're gonna know that you're there listening. That's just human nature, right? So if you let them go upstairs by themselves, right, they're gonna discuss within themselves, oh, I don't really like this bathroom. Oh, I don't really like this bedroom. But if you're just trailing right behind them, they're never gonna get the chance to say that. And they're just gonna leave that property feeling like you kind of hindered the way, they were looking at the property, and it might actually hurt the relationship that you could have developed with that potential buyer. Remember how you feel when you pull into a car lot and all these people are running out. You think it's super annoying, right? So just remember that when you're trying to sell a house to someone, when you're sitting in an open house, when you're showing a property. So that's number 1, don't oversell. Now, number 2, people close on emotion, not logic. And if you guys haven't read this book, I highly recommend it. Jordan Belfort, The Way of the Wolf, The Straight Line Selling System. I got some really good nuggets out of this book that would probably extremely help you. But this is the main takeaway that I got away from this book, and it's really, really helped me when I'm trying to sell, to my clients. What does that really mean, close on the emotion rather than the logic? Well, at first, when you're showing someone a property, right, they're gonna look through it and what's the logical side of it, right? What's their monthly payment gonna be? Are they gonna have enough money left over, to live on that, right? Does it logically make sense for their lives today, right? And this goes back to, you have to be very knowledgeable as a real estate agent. You have to be the most knowledgeable person out there so they can trust you. If they don't trust you as a real estate agent, well, you're not gonna have any chance to even start to try to close the deal on them. But when it comes down to it, right, if they're on the fence, should we buy it? Should we not? We like it, we don't know. Well, you can use emotion to help them, close on that deal. For example, imagine your kids running in the backyard in the summer. Imagine your dog running in this huge yard. Imagine all the memories you're gonna make with family. It's close to work, right? Whatever it might be, just get onto that emotional side and I guarantee it's gonna help. Perfect example that I like to use is when people buy like a 1 out of 1 super nice car. It might be $3, $4, $5 million. Do you think they use logic when they buy a car like that? Absolutely not, right? Any logical person would say this does not financially make sense to buy a $5 $1 million car that's probably gonna sit in my garage. I'm only gonna drive a couple times. It's the emotional side. So when you're selling someone a car like that, you use the emotional side, right? You're buying a 1 out of 1 car. Maybe the leather in the car is super unique. You know, maybe the paint color is a 1 out of 1. No one else in the world's gonna have that same car as you, and that's the emotional side that's gonna dig into the wallet and ultimately close the deal. If you haven't read that book, The Straight Line System, I highly recommend it. You can find some other good golden nuggets, but that was my main takeaway from the book, and it's actually really helped me. And I think about that all the time when I'm in an open house, or I'm trying to close a deal on someone, or I'm just trying to, you know, just sell to someone. You know, use that logic at first, come across very professional so they can trust you, but ultimately when it comes to the very end, you can use logic and it's gonna help a ton. It amazes me how many real estate agents sit open houses and do not get contact info. It blows my mind. What are you doing at an open house other than trying to build up your database, get new clients? And the only way to do that is to get their email address or their phone number, unless you're gonna stalk them after the open house, follow them back to their house, which I wouldn't recommend. You're not gonna sell them on that house that you're sitting in the open house. Well, there's plenty of other properties out there. I've got so many clients from sitting open houses, from following up with them, from finding them exactly what they want in the marketplace, and maybe 4, 5, 6 months later, okay, I close on a property from meeting them at the open house. So it might take time, but you have to get their phone number and email, or you have no shot of ever following up with them, with ever developing a relationship with them out of that open house, and you're basically just wasting your time sitting there. There you guys have it. Hopefully that helped you guys and gave you some ideas to how you can amp up your sales in 2020. Like I said, if you got any value out of this video, hit that like button down there. Stay tuned for the future videos, one coming this Friday and 3 every single week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next video. Peace.